Hey there, it's Eric Calderon, and welcome back to Surviving Animation, your guide to making it in the business of cartoons. Today, I'm actually going to break down the typical 1-hour pitch meeting and explain how your actual proposal should only take about 5 minutes. Alright, so you must be excited if you've just got an hour block of time to meet with a buyer or distributor to talk about your new cartoon, and you may be thinking to yourself, wow, that's a lot of time to talk about it. I'm going to have all this stuff to say, and they're going to understand exactly what my show is about. But in truth, that hour goes pretty quickly. So here's a breakdown of how the actual minutes usually run. Alright, minute 0 to minute 10 is getting into the room. Now, these places usually are pretty big and are full of things like hallways and receptionists and administrative assistants and getting coffee and water and stuff like that. So actually, the first 10 minutes I found historically are just getting in and getting your butt or your partner's butts and everyone down into their chairs and getting the buyer sitting in front of you. Okay, minute 10 to 20 is usually the intro and chatting period. So, in my experience, a lot of the buyers that I'm meeting are people who I've met before or haven't seen in a while, so a lot of times we want to catch up. And if it's someone who I've never met before, I really want to find out more about them and actually find out, where they've worked or what they've done, or, just kind of warm the room to see what it feels like and see what kind of person they are before you actually start presenting your idea. So, minute 20 to 25 is actually when they pitch to you. Now, this is usually about 5 minutes that any buyer or any distributor is going to want to tell you what their network or their channel or their streaming platform is about. This is a great time for you to listen, great time for you to learn about what they want, and ideally actually make subtle adjustments in your head to your proposal to make it a little more specific to the person you're talking to. Okay, minute 25 to 30 is going to be your go time. Now, that is the period of which I think you should get your pitch done. Now, in a perfect situation, you should be telling them your entire concept in a very simple, digestible format that they can get right away. And believe me, I don't care how long or short your pitch is, they're going to get it right away. So get it in, get it done, and then let them know all the things that they have to research or read afterwards, but really try to get out of that in 5 minutes because you want to get into the next section, which I'll talk about. Okay, minute 30 to 45 is going to be the Q&A period of a typical 1-hour pitch. Now, the Q&A period is going to be when the buyer and you go back and forth to get clarification or further explanation, or just ask more about what your proposal is about. And if you didn't cover it or if you missed it, that's when they're going to leaf through your PDFs or your paper and say, hey, what about this guy or what about that guy? But about 15 minutes, I think, is what I think the typical Q&A section is for a pitch or proposal. Okay, minute 45 to minute 60 is going to be shutting it down. So you have shown your proposal to the buyer. They have heard it from you. Now you're ready to get out the door. It's not that simple. You've actually got to plug up your laptops, put everything back in their bags, get your jacket on, shake hands, find your way to one last bathroom break and get out the door. Typically it takes about 15 minutes, so remember, minute 45 to 60 is shutting it down. Okay, that is my breakdown of a typical 1-hour pitch meeting. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that happen in the head and a lot of things that happen in the end, but your actual pitch and proposal is sandwiched right in the middle there in that little 5-minute section. Of course, all this is based on my averages. I've had meetings start exactly on time and you got it in 20 minutes. I've also had a meeting start 45 minutes late and you get everything done in 5 to 10 minutes. So of course, there are massive exceptions, but just remember that a typical 1-hour pitch meeting takes a lot more than you think. All right, I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again. See you soon.